Right, morning folks, 7:15 and we're just leaving Fuller Campground where we stayed last night. It was an odd one. It was quite chilly, but it wasn't really cold, and you could hear the wind like rattling around in the trees above, but the tents weren't moving at all. It was really strange, but there was quite a few people there in the end. I think with it being after Fuller Ridge, people are just like sick of the snow and they just wanted somewhere to sleep, as did we. So we're working downhill now, slowly getting back towards some warmth. From here we've got about 75 miles to get to the highway access to Big Bear Lake, and we need to go into Cabazon either today if we push that far, or tomorrow if we camp just outside it tonight. See how it goes. It's about 19 point some miles from here. So we'll see how today works out. But hopefully it should be some nice, easy walking with no snow. We're just passing a few tiny little patches now as we're dropping down the hill. But there's nothing compared to what there was yesterday. Okay, so this is the first stop of the day. We've done about 3 miles so far and dropped into this valley, and it's really warmed up. We're back into the desert scenery and the desert temperatures now, thank goodness. But we do need water, and water is down this little path here apparently. Amelia's just gone to investigate, and I'm going to leave my bag here and have a wander down with my water bladder. See if I can get some H2O. Right, success. There was a little bit of a trickle still in the stream, so I'll show you what we do if you don't know. This is a Nock Vector, or scenic, outdoors. Nock is the company, Vector is the actual item. This is a 2 litre version. It's basically just a big bag for water. It's got a slide catch on top there and a screw at the bottom there. So you undo the screw after you've filled it full of water. Sawyer squeeze water filter, 28mm thread, just screws on there. Pop the cap open on your Sawyer filter. Hold your water bottle between your feet, or I normally do, and then just pop it in there and just literally squeeze the water through the filter. And there you go. Nice, fresh, cold stream water ready to drink. And you've just got to keep squeezing that. And keep rolling the bag down as it empties. There's different versions of water filters out there. If you wanted to, you could also just use this as a gravity filter. So without even squeezing it, the water's coming through there and it's trickling through. So if you wanted, you could hang it from a tree or something like that and just wait for it to do it itself. But 99% of the time, I just squeeze it. The more water that you filter with your Sawyer squeeze, the more dirt that it collects inside and particles, and the less efficient it gets. So from time to time you have to attach something to this end where the clean water comes out, like a bottle full of water, clean water, and you've got to flush all the rubbish out of it. So it's just called back flushing. You can get a syringe that comes with your Sawyer squeeze that does that, or you can get an attachment, like a little blue plastic attachment that allows you to screw one of these 28ml bottles on, and then you can just squeeze clean water back through it, and then all the rubbish, or a lot of the rubbish, will come out of this end. So that's how we clean it on trail. Job done.
I get pretty dark, but it takes a while. That's the desert, and then snow.
That is looking back up at San Jacinto Peak. You can see there. It's quite hard to believe that probably about this time yesterday I was stood up there taking photographs, and now I'm down here looking out for rattlesnakes again, because we're back into that territory. Just saying to Centipede, I need to start keeping an eye out, because we all know that I attract them, and I'm sure they know that I'm on my way. But it's that we've dropped down a couple of thousand feet already from this morning, I think, and the temperature difference is just, it's so noticeable. There's very little breeze down here now where we are, and it is really warm. But I love this scenery. I was just saying that I just want a few more barrel cactus thrown in there with those really nice vibrant orange flowers on top. But I'm sure there'll be plenty more of those to come in the coming weeks. Been treated to some fantastic scenery so far on this trip. It's been spectacular. I said to Amelia this morning that I'd seen people's photographs that were up the trail in front of me of these cloud formations, and I was thinking to myself, wow, they're so lucky seeing something like that. And then I've seen several of them now, and that huge one this morning, just unbelievable. So I almost walked into him or her just at the side of the trail. There's the trail, and there's the snake. And if it hadn't have rattled and hissed, I would have had no idea it was there. Just look how much colour there is in this little section here. All these yellow flowers. It's like crazy. Just one little area with loads of them in. And then just around the corner should have another rather grandiose view, hopefully. So we do descend right down. You might not even be able to make it out, but we do descend right down to the freeway or the interstate in the bottom there where the vehicles are. It's that far away you probably won't see it on the camera. But it kind of puts things in perspective when you see the mountains in the background, that snow-capped peak there, and then you see the desert floor lying so far below and the little cars zooming backwards and forwards. So we've been working our way down this morning, and the rest of it that's hidden behind that you can't see. Only seen one snake so far. Yes, someone else saw two that was behind us. And we had forgotten up until about half a mile ago, but now we've just remembered we've passed the 200-mile mark. And there she is. So a nice little milestone knocked off today. And now it's just a matter of getting down to that desert floor down there.
Is that where we walked down to?
Good afternoon, everyone. It is probably about 2 p.m, I think. We've just passed about mile 202. We're still coming down off the same descent that we were this morning. It's just huge, but we have dropped a real good amount. It's still really hot as well. We just found a nice little bit of shade. There should have been a water source there, but it had dried up. But there was a few bushes overhanging it. Whoops, a daisy. So we had our lunch there. Oh, sorry, I just looked up and saw where the trail was going. So yeah, we're heading down to Cabazon. We're going to stay in Cabazon tonight, so Amelia can get her boxes and we can have a shower as well and some food. And we both need to resupply on a little bit of food as well. So just a stop overnight there to sort everything out, charge electrics up and get back on the road tomorrow. So you can probably make out San Jacinto there, that I was on the top of yesterday, and we've come down all the way from the ridge in the centre shot there today. It's about 5 p.m. now. We finally got down pretty much to the valley floor. Just got a little bit of descent left to do on this paved road. It's about roughly mile 207. We've got about 3 miles or so to walk to the interstate to try and get a hitch into Cabazon, where we're staying tonight, and then hitting the post office tomorrow for Amelia's boxes. She's got a new tent waiting for her there, and a few other bits and bobs that she needs. So that descent down this afternoon, or all day today, it's been well over a 6,000 foot descent, and it's been a lot harder than I imagined, to be honest with you, especially in the scorching heat that it has been. So that's why this wind that's picked up when we've hit the bottom of the valley here is actually quite welcome, quite nice and refreshing. So we are now just 1.5 miles away from Interstate 10, and this little sort of 3 or 4 mile stretch through this section of desert floor is quite testing. The wind's pretty strong. It's a bit of a contrast to the desert we've walked through. There's literally just, whoa, that's really strong. There's literally just scrub bushes, and that's about it. Not a great deal else. Sometimes the sand gets really, really deep, and then other times you've got just like this hard-packed earth. It is really quite barren. It's pretty difficult walking on the deep sand as well. At the end of the day, when your feet are tired, it does knock it out of you a bit more. It's a good job there's only a little ways to go